was a tragedy that tore families apart.
Moyer, Anderson, Taggart.
And devastated a town. The screams could be heard for miles and continue to echo through the streets of modern-day Boyertown.
It was a tragedy that killed 170 people.
Since the bodies were so terribly burned, most of them could not be identified.
The death toll shocked the nation and paved the way for fire safety laws still in place a century after the flames at the Rhoads Opera House went out. In 1908, Boyertown, Pennsylvania was a snapshot of our nation's progressive era. What started as a tiny crossroad had grown into a booming economy. Newly paved streets lined the way for thriving industry. A cigar maker, one of the nation's largest casket companies, and a bounty of local merchants kept money flowing into the pockets of its 2,000 residents.
It was a market town. People came in on Saturday to go shopping, to talk with each other, to go to the hotel to have oysters.
It was a life reminiscent of a Mark Twain novel. Children spent their days whiling the hours away, rod in hand, while their parents raised a glass to the future.
Bottoms up. Bottoms up.
Just a month before, Berks County Democrat editor Charles Spots captured the borough's good fortune.
The death rate was small and the birth rate large. No epidemic visited us, and none of our people met with any serious misfortune, for all of which we are duly thankful and proud.
But the editor's words would soon prove to be a dark irony, one so terrible it couldn't have been fathomed by those on whom it would befall. January 13th, Boyertown was buzzing about a play to be performed at the Rhoads Opera House.
These people were so thrilled to either be a part of the show or people who were excited to be in the audience that night.
The Scottish Reformation was the second play brought to town by celebrated playwright Harriet Monroe. To the community of Pennsylvania Dutch Protestants, the spectacle of Mary Queen of Scots' historic struggle to reform religion in a distant country was alluring. In the third act, the embattled queen was about to be executed on the orders of her cousin, Queen Elizabeth. While the actors prepared for the dramatic scene, the audience was about to take part in a drama of its own. Survivors recall hearing a loud hissing noise, seeing the curtain catch fire and a flash of light. It was as if the air caught on fire. January 13th, 2008, WFMZ-TV remembers the 100th anniversary of the Rhoads Opera House Fire with a full-length televised event and a 5-part series to air in our 6 p.m. newscast. You will hear the story as told by the people whose lives were changed forever. The descendants of the 170 souls lost in the flames.
She later said, very sadly, it was something that always haunted her. Why didn't I turn around and say, "Come this way"?
When they went to identify the body, they found Lottie's handkerchief in her purse at the theater.
You will also hear from the only survivor still living today.
As the years passed, I grew with it.
Who was to blame?
I thought it was terrible.
And how did this Holocaust save millions of lives? The Rhoads Opera House Fire the legacy of a tragedy.